Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. I call this meeting to order at 9:03 a.m. We will proceed with roll call with Mr. Secretary David Guerra.
All right, good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I will now begin roll call. Staff senators, please indicate your attendance by stating aye in the Zoom chat or out loud in the call. Here we go. Oliver Lozano, Claudia Garcia, Cristina De Leon, Cristina Rodriguez, Dina Guerra, Dina Lopez, Mireida Torres, Jaime Miranda, Jake Gonzalez, James Martinez, Jeanette Garcia, Jeremy San Miguel, Jose Amieva, Kayla Buentello, Crystal Chappell, Leslie Orozco, Maribel Mata, Myra Garcia, Melanie Garza, Alexis Ochoa, Monica Granado, Omar Nedzelski, Rolando Segovia, Timothy Odoms, Travis McAlpine, Van Slusser, Veronica Villarreal, Yesenia Carter. Madam President, roll call is complete. Senators present, established quorum.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I was reading the chats as we're doing the roll call, and I too feel like we're in Bridgerton. Happy Thursday. It's wonderful to have 213 and counting all here, kind of looking up for the next update. So we're gonna get started with our new business. Is there a motion on the floor to table the meeting minutes for April 2024?
I move to table the minutes, the meeting minutes for the month of April.
Is there a second?
I second.
All those in favor, please state aye in the Zoom chat. Any opposed? Any abstentions? The meeting minutes for April have been tabled. Okay, we have our first guest speaker today, Ms. Irma Hermida.
That's correct. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone, Staff Senate. Thank you for this, for giving us this opportunity to, invite you to explore some of the new technologies that are available here at UTRGV. And with us, I have Ann Toll. I don't know if the demo gods are going to be here with us today. But before we start with our demo of Copilot, if we get to, I'd like to introduce a couple of announcements before we start, because there's a lot of things that are happening this summer that are already happening right now, and we want to prepare you for those. So let me start sharing my screen here. Oh, it doesn't, it says I don't have screen sharing.
You should have screen sharing abilities now.
Yay, all right. Let me, all right. Well, the first thing is Windows 10 is not going to be supported at the end of next year, maybe in October. And that's a Microsoft thing. So we're diligently trying to move everyone over to Windows 11. We made an announcement that it's now available on Software Center so that you can do it yourself. Right now, we want to just jump in and explore Windows 11 and just download it onto your UTRGV workstation. And then in the future, when the people who haven't moved over, we're going to move them over. Also, we understand that some of these computers that you're working on may not be able to run Windows 11. So if you go to Software Center and you don't see the Windows update, don't be sad. You might be eligible for a brand new computer. So we are transitioning over to Windows 11, and your computer needs to run it. So unless you really need to stay in Windows 10, I would start looking into, is my computer 6 years or older, and or it cannot handle the Windows 11 update. So we do have a project, and I believe I have Hector Perez here in case you have any questions about this. But there is an application where you need to submit a request for a new computer, and it's depending on the inventory we have on hand, it's a very quick turnaround. So you'll have a brand new computer within a week or a couple of days. Right now, what we do have is a brand new stock, or we have stock in Apple computers. So we have about 300 of those in case you're interested in getting a Mac computer. You can do a switch too. If you were on Windows and you want a Mac now, you can do that. So just wanted to make sure that you knew that. Oh, there we go. So right now we have had, these are the groups that have been replaced, have already replaced a computer. So we want to give you those stats. We've had over 1,000 computers already replaced. So, hurry up and get yours. Let's see. Excellent. This is what they look like. They're orange. These are the iMacs. And these are the laptops, the MacBooks. We have about, I believe it's 200 of these and 100 of the others. And if you get the laptop, you get an extra monitor, and you can put this at home, or you can take it to the office, wherever you want to just connect your computer to it. So these are beautiful machines. We are, before, when you purchased a computer, we used to have a little quick stop at our help desk, and they would, prepare it for you. Well, now that's going away. So now if you purchase a computer through the iShop Tech Center, then that computer is going to be delivered straight to you, and that's happening in the fall. But if you get a replacement computer, you're going to be able to just set it up on your own. That's what the new process is. It's already comes pre-set up from the vendor. So we don't, we're going to be eliminating that delivery time to you. You're going to get it faster. And you can set it up wherever you are. Maybe you're on travel and you can set it up from a hotel or a coffee shop, wherever you are. All you have to do is connect it, unwrap it, connect it, enter your credentials, and then restart your computer. It's that easy. Our new client portal will be going live on June 3rd. this is how we will be on, the new portal is a huge improvement from what we currently have. So now you're able to find what you need faster. This has been a project that Antol has been leading and has gotten a focus group to help her, where do we want to drive this for the rest of the campus. And it's a huge improvement. It's got big bold buttons so you can get whatever you need faster. You don't have to, we reduce the amount of clicks. There used to be times where you have to click, and click until you got what you needed. And now we've reduced that as well. And the bookmarks, some of you, I know that might have something saved on your favorites. Well, those will not change. So they won't be broken. You can still get to those regardless. So let's see. And our new virtual labs, for those of you who work with students and or run computer labs in your buildings or aware of them, we are improving the environment. Before, everybody would just bog down some of these the virtual labs, and now we've segregated some of these and split them off to where the designer students, like the Adobe applications, are under the designer, or the engineering applications are under the engineering. And this is so that we can improve performance and they run a little faster. And of course, anything related to Office 365 or any productivity tools are under the general. So if you happen to use the virtual labs, or if you know students that need it in your programs, this is an option. These are all enterprise licensed applications, so they don't have to spend the money on that. And the next step, of course, is I'd like to invite Anne to talk a little bit more about Copilot, and hopefully the demo gods are with us today.
May I share my screen?
Yes.
Okay. See if I've got privilege yet. Oh, not yet. Vero, can I have the screen sharing, please?
Can you check if you already have it?
I think I got it now. You bet. Okay, let's go to the PowerPoint. You can't have a meeting without PowerPoint. Okay. What is Copilot? Have you all heard of ChatGPT or AI? Oh my gosh. Looks like that. I hope you can. Everybody still see my screen? I just got an error message saying that I've been kicked
No,
out.
I think it's barely loading.
Oh, okay.
Did we lose you?
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Good. I think I finally got this figured out. I am, well, I want to talk to you all today about Microsoft Copilot, which is an artificial intelligence search replacement search engine that Microsoft provides, and that is available to everybody at the university at no cost. If you've heard of ChatGPT or any kind of artificial intelligence thing, this is based on ChatGPT. However, it's improved on ChatGPT. It's actually better than what the public version of ChatGPT offers. And I'm going to talk to you about specific things in a minute. Basically, if you do a search with Copilot, you will get a human-like response. Instead of like with Google, if you search, like, let's say you search on the term Staff Senate, you'll get back a list of websites that have to do a lot with Staff Senate. Copilot will give you an analysis, a summary of a short paragraph saying some of the major points, and it'll give you links to click on things so that you do get to go to those websites if you still want to read the primary source yourself. You can also do things with it that you can't do with other search engines. You can upload files and ask it to synthesize, to summarize, analyze. This is really helpful if, let's say your boss comes to you and says, take a look at this paper and give me a concise summary of it. This thing will do that for you. And it's really, if I have time, I'm going to show you it actually doing that. It's really amazing how quickly it can take enormous amounts of information and boil them down into summary points. Sometimes it synthesizes new ideas, which is kind of scary, and that's where we get into this idea of it being an intelligence. It can come up with new ideas. Now, under all these artificial intelligence programs, there is one major problem for a university or for any enterprise that deals with confidential information. And that's that everything that you type into it, everything that you say to it, can go into feeding the large language model that is underneath it all. And that's most of the time that's perfectly okay, but what if you happen to type something that's confidential, like an employee, piece of confidential employee information, or maybe if you're in medical school, a health records, or maybe if you're in student services, maybe something that's protected by the student, the FERPA Act. You don't want that stuff to be going into feeding the large language model that informs Copilot. So with our version of Copilot, which is available when you log in using your UTRGV account, it will not do that. Not only that, but it will forget everything that you talked to it about if you hit a button, a new topic button, or if you wait 30 minutes with no activity, it will forget everything that you talked to it about. So if you did by some chance accidentally put some confidential information, like let's say I was a professor and I uploaded a grade sheet into Copilot, within 30 minutes of inactivity, it would forget that. So it's a little bit of protection for the university. Now, it's not perfect, and I can see that it's not 100%, but for those 30 minutes, yeah, you are doing something that you probably shouldn't do. But the fact is that there's a safety net there, and it's more than we have with any other program, with any other artificial intelligence. So, for your purposes, it is a thing that to use the Copilot with commercial data protection rather than anything else like ChatGPT or maybe Perplexity or any of the numerous other artificial intelligences that are out there now. Microsoft refers to this as commercial data protection. And again, just the things that I talked to you about: research data, confidential employee information, health records, student educational privacy. These are all things that we're concerned with every day. And you can give the university a little more protection if you're going to be using an artificial intelligence to help keep that stuff out of the large learning models, large language learning models. I'll show you now. I'm going to take you out to Copilot and show you. This is what you get when you go to copilot.microsoft.com. Now I'm using the Edge browser and I'm signed in under my UTRGV account. Now this is very important. You see the protected shield over here? That means that I am dealing with commercial data protection right now. So everything that I do is going to be, I can either make it forget by hitting the new topic button. I can make it forget immediately, or if I'm inactive for 30 minutes, it'll forget it anyway. So I thought, you know, just as a demonstration, I'd ask her about something that we're all familiar with. And I'll say, and you'll notice the way that I talk to it is much more conversational than with Google. Tell me what you know about University Staff Senate. Let's see what it comes up with. This is, oh, look, and I misspelled something. I wonder if it's going to be too thrown off by that. No, it's thinking. While it's thinking, I guess here it goes. Make this a little bit larger for you. Now, this isn't even particularly talking about UTRGV. This is just based on all the searching that it's done across the whole internet on the topic of University Staff Senate. But you see the way it organizes the information, gives you nice bullet points. It's you know, it's really remarkable. This is completely different from a regular search engine. And you notice here, I have links that I can click on where I can go to some of the sources that they use for their data. There's the University of Cincinnati, there's University of South Carolina. You see, nicely formatted, well organized. You know, it's the next level in search. Over here on the Copilot interface, I want to point out that there is this button here called Notebook, which will open you up to larger questions. I'll show you. You can type a lot more information here, and it will give you more information there. Okay, let's see, what next do I need to do? I'd like to show you what happens if I upload a document to Copilot, and then I ask it to analyze it. This is the kind of thing that, you know, researchers may do this for, but it's still an interesting exercise. So I'm going to, I have a paper here on climate justice that was written by Northeastern University, and it's uploading. Now I'm going to ask it, please summarize the document on climate. Now this may take a little longer because it's reading the document in and it's seeing it. It may be seeing it for the first time. So I guess while we wait for that to complete, I can throw it open for questions right now. If anyone has any questions. Okay. There it is. No, that's not it. There it is. There's the summary coming in. And you see, and I don't want to suggest that anyone would ever do this in place of doing the thing you were asked to do by your boss. Of course not. But this might give you a good start on things. Might give you a foot up to have a basis for analyzing things. Sometimes, you know, you need to use every tool you have to deal with all the conflicting demands you have on you. But there is and this, as it turns out, is a really good summary of this document. Now, I've been talking about all the positive stuff that it can do, and I want to talk about a little bit of the negative stuff, because there's a thing called hallucination that sometimes these artificial intelligences do. And basically, hallucination is a nice word for it, but sometimes it can just spit out stuff that is totally wrong. And so that's why anything you do with an artificial intelligence, you need to be very careful to read the results before passing them on to anyone else. Because if I take this information here, looks really good, but I haven't really gone over it. If I pass this along to my boss, it's now really, I can't say, okay, well, that's just what Copilot said. It's not. No, you've taken responsibility for it. So you need to keep that in mind. Sometimes it spits out stuff that's just totally wrong. And you need to make sure that whatever you quote from an artificial intelligence, that you're ready to stand behind it, that you can support it. So, sometimes it's easy to fall into a trap of, well, it just looks so darn good, just had to take it. Well, that's never good enough. You really need to verify yourself. So I am reaching a point now where I can stop the question or go into anything new that anyone wants.
We just want to reiterate that this is I know there's a lot of AI tools out there, and there's still a lot that are in development and new ones are popping up every day. But this is the only one that has been vetted and approved by the CISO office for us to use. And that is because we do have an agreement with Microsoft that that they don't take our data and train their LLMs, their large language models. And in order before you type anything, just want to mention that, look out for that big black, the University of Texas text on the left side, and the protected. That those two are the giveaways that you are in a protected space and that you are free to upload and work with this.
And speaking of protected, I'm going to now erase or make it forget everything that I've been talking to it about by clicking on this new topic button. So now I'm starting from a blank slate. It's like as if I haven't said anything to it yet. And if I go back, and we did test it, incidentally, we did some testing in February of this year, and we deliberately uploaded information. We had some fake data that we made up, fake student data, fake grade list, things like that. We uploaded it. Yes, we were able to ask questions about the grade list. And then we hit the new topic button and we tried asking the same questions again a few seconds later. It didn't tell us anything. So we did test it, and we did observe that it is actually forgetting stuff. It's not able to go back and pull it out of the past. So this is why this is such an important thing for you to, if you're going to use an artificial intelligence, and I suspect that you probably will find ways to use this, helping improve your writing, helping maybe take a paragraph of email that you're writing and you don't think that it's your best writing. You can paste it in here and ask it, please improve this. And it sometimes will come back with a lot nicer piece of composition than maybe you did on your first draft. So sometimes using it as an editor who's looking over your shoulder, helping you out with your writing, that's probably a use that we'll see a lot of popularity, especially with staff.
And we have a question.
Yes.
What's the difference between the conversation styles, the options, the ChatGPT-4 Fast and GPT-4 Precise?
Are you ready to get into a little inside baseball? Because we're going to go there. One of the things that makes Copilot better than ChatGPT, Microsoft invested a huge amount of money back into OpenAI, the maker of ChatGPT, several years ago. And as part of the deal, they made ChatGPT, they made OpenAI follow some terms of agreement that probably they shouldn't have done, but they did do it. And one of the things that they made the OpenAI swallow was that they couldn't talk about things in responses that were after September of 2021. And so, but Microsoft doesn't have to adhere to that. The stuff that's over here in the creative, and when you have GPT-4 Turbo turned on, it's right up to the minute. When you put a question in, it'll give you an answer that's based on up to the minute data. But if you go here or here, you're going to go back into the world of OpenAI and their contract limited search results. So if you ask a question here in balance or in precise, you may see Copilot answer saying, well, this is based on the latest data as of 2021. This may have changed since then. You'll see that kind of thing appear a lot. And so, yes, it is a different writing style. It's going to be more straight-laced, more professional, and this is very much so. And as long as you're not adversely affected by the September of 2021 time limitation, then by all means. But just be advised that this one here is the one that is fully freed of those limitations, and it will be right up to the minute with its most up-to-date data.
Thank you. That's all we have. Thank you again for your time.
Quick question.
Yeah.
If you ask the same question an hour later, will you get the exact same result?
No, you will not. You will not. And it is, you know, in some ways, artificial intelligence is kind of like a black box. And even the best data scientists don't really know how some of the responses are arrived at. And so I can't really say why, but it in some ways it does resemble an organism that's growing and learning. And, you know, I don't want to sound too weird, but it does. And I know right now at a conference in France, there is a company called Anthropic, I believe, that's releasing a piece of a service where they say that they're going to make the black box more transparent so that they can look inside and see why the AIs are arriving at the answers that they're arriving at. Because frankly, you know, there's a lot of head scratching right now. People are saying, well, how did it do that? Which is kind of weird that we've invented this big thing and, you know, it seems to be, you know, functioning in a way that we don't fully understand. So hopefully this new service that Anthropic has will provide some additional insight and help us to make that stuff more available.
Thank you. I'd like to invite you to join our Tech Ambassadors group and Teams so you can learn the latest and greatest information. You get early access. Sometimes we look for testers there. And to invite you to our next Tech Talk Tuesday. Our Chief Information Security Officer is going to be our next guest in June. So look out for those invitations.
Any last minute questions for Irma or Anne? Alrighty, well, thank you both for coming in and providing some updates. Hopefully that'll help us get more organized and start using more comfortable with Copilot. I myself have already started using it. Awesome. Up next, we have David Guerra.
And good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm David Guerra. Not only am I staff senator, I am the training coordinator. So what I've been asked to do today is to talk about the new PeopleSoft Fluid time cards. And let me share screen and let's see if I get this right, because usually I do it my way, but I don't share the other way. So let's see what's going on here. F5, right? And F5. And of course, you know, it blocks that out. Let me share screen. And I think that's it. All righty. You see it? Yes. Excellent. All right. So again, the new PeopleSoft Fluid time card was activated for all exempt, non-exempt, and hourly employees on May 6th. So you didn't see it when you submitted your time card back at the beginning of the month, but now it's there. And of course, to get there, you still have to log into PeopleSoft. And from there, you'll go to the time and attendance tile. That's still there. Now, what's happened is prior, the PeopleSoft Classic time card, it would automatically load. And on the left side, there was a vertical stack of menu items. Well, now it's all tiles. And we have a new tile called Enter Time. So again, this applies to everyone, exempt, non-exempt, and hourly. So you click on that tile, and there's a new look and feel to the exempt time card. Well, all the time cards have a new look and feel. Real quickly, in the upper left-hand corner, you have your information, your time card approver or manager, the individual that approves that, and a couple of links that'll show you your comp time balances, your absence balances, and payable time, such as once your time card's been submitted, you can actually go in there and see all the dates that have been submitted and approved. And right now, if you go in, you should see under payable time, Memorial Day. Hey, that's Monday, three-day weekend, not bad. All righty, so below that, on the left-hand side, again, you're gonna see your name and an avatar and your position. That's over here if you see my mouse. There we are. And down below that, again, now that's as far down as it goes for time cards. Yeah, you're gonna see your no leave taken line. Again, this is for exempt individuals. No leave taken, and that's the only thing. Before, we would have to scroll down, we'd have additional information below. No, all of that's been moved up now. We have the submit button. It's a black little button with the white letters that say submit. If you're ready to submit, hit that button. Again, that's the new look and feel for the exempt timesheet. For the non-exempt timesheet, kind of looks the same with something a little different. Again, left-hand side, upper left-hand corner, we have your employee information, your supervisor's name, and employee ID number, and of course, the view comp time, absence balances, and payable time. That comp time, that's going to show you if you have any straight comp time, if you have any overtime, and of course, any holidays that are banked. Down below, let's go down to the bottom here, because again, everything else is pretty much the same, but down at the bottom, you see your day and dates, again, are horizontal, and for non-exempt individuals, your 8 hours are still preloaded. They're all there, but now we have this little horizontal green bar and a gray bar for Saturday and Sunday. And if you submit your time card, you're going to see additional icons underneath the 8 of 8. Well, if we see those icons over here on the far left-hand side there to the end of the red arrow, we have a little circle, blue circle with a lowercase letter I. Well, we click on that and we get this legend. And the legend corresponds to the little icons you may see underneath every day, the green bar, the red bar, or part of a green bar in red. And again, those are all there. So again, you can use that as a reference tool. You can click on that X, it'll get rid of that pop-up. This is what it looks like for the hourly timesheet with the legend table there showing. Again, now for the hourly timesheets, there they are again. Now it looks a little different because in the first iteration of our timesheets, the time reporting code was at the far left of the screen. Now it's in the center of the screen. So you still enter your time in, your time out. And if you take a break or you go for lunch, you come back again, time in, time out. For the hourly timesheet under every day and date, there's that. Once it gets approved, your time card is approved. And again, for the non-exempt, once your time card is approved, you're going to see, well, for everybody, you're going to see a little green circle with the check mark. That's the approved. That's how you know if your time card's been approved, right? If it's not yet been approved, you're going to either have a pending approval, which is a little sprocket and a taskbar that's loading, or a little 3.5-inch diskette. That's what that little is. If you remember the 3.5-inch diskettes, you know what I'm talking about, AKA America Online already. So let's continue. The request absence can now be done from the timesheet as well. Yes, you can actually click on that request absence and follow the process too. Sick time, vacation time, jury duty, you never know, right? That's happening. So again, you can enter that right from the screen. I mean, don't get me wrong, there still is back in the tiles when we first enter the employee time and attendance tile, sorry about that. When you enter there, there is a manage absence, there's a cancel absence, there's view requests. So those are still there. They're just no longer a left side menu. It is a top screen, it's top tiles at the top. All right, so the request absence, again, now can be added there. Now for time card approval, it also has a new look and feel. One of the things for those of you that approve time cards, you can approve, but there is no pushback. You cannot push that time card back. So now you'll need to coordinate with the individual, or in your case, you can modify that individual's time card. Again, we covered that in the training, so we'll go a little more detail into that. So that's kind of that. And again, new look and feel to that. So it's everything kind of remains the same. It's just kind of moved around a little bit, a little cleaner, more real estate's used in the screen. So all training material is currently located at the Payroll and Tax Compliance website. Let me copy that and paste it here into the chat window. There it is. There's that link. So I do ask you to bookmark that link. Please bookmark it, because you know what happens, right? If you don't bookmark it, that's the moment you're going to need it. And here you're going to find all the training material for the employees, for the managers, how to approve, how to do the DocuSign document if the time card has already gone past 90 days and you need to modify something. And if you see at the end of the links, there's video. We have video for every subject here. So we have that as well. And of course, whoops, it went a little too far. We do invite you to visit the training portal to sign up for upcoming sessions. And there's the link to the training portal if you don't have it. And that's where you're going to find all of the upcoming sessions. Right now, I have 13 sessions pending, but we're adding more. So don't worry, don't panic. Here's what you're looking for. They're all titled with new, space, dash, and then PeopleSoft, and space again. So if you're looking up in the upper right-hand corner under the search bar, just type in, or you can just type in PeopleSoft Fluid, and it's going to return all 4 options that are available for you to sign up for. Alrighty. So again, those are available. And of course, we are in the process of adding more sessions, more training sessions. And it's going to be, all of these are going to become part of the regular training offerings that we have. So again, don't hesitate to visit and just join us and ask questions. It's a great opportunity for Q&A. And folks, if I don't know the answer, I know the people who do. Some of them are here with us today, but payroll questions, that's payroll@utrgv.edu. Leave administration, that's leave@utrgv.edu. And again, if you ask me and I don't know it, then you know what? I'll send you right over to the people who do know it and they will get with you. Alrighty, so that pretty much concludes this very brief overview of the new PeopleSoft Fluid time card. Questions, anyone? Comments? Oops, what did I do? Let me
Thank you. Alrighty. I don't think there's any questions in the chat. We're gonna go ahead and welcome our next presenter. So we have Dr. Edward Cruz. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Yeah, it's Cruz, but I spell it wrong. I go by Jim. I go by my middle name and stuff. So let me see. So thank you. Hey, I appreciate you guys having me. So I'm Jim Cruz. I'm a surgical oncologist here with UTRGV, and I was asked to kind of give an overview of the department. I'm going to see if this thing will let me share. Hopefully this holds out. My internet was a little choppy before. There we go.
Yes.
Yay. All right. You got it? Okay. So this is our department. We have what, eight full-time faculty that you see at the top here. We're led by the gentleman in blue, and I use the term gentleman loosely. I tease him a lot. Dan Albo. He is our chair. I had the privilege to work with him. He is my chair when we worked together in Georgia and stuff. So he has been here in the Valley for about 3 years and basically started almost from scratch Department of Surgery. And since then, he has hired everyone you see behind him and stuff. What we've got, the next group of finishing out the top row, Daniel Bolton, Alejandro Candil, Dr. Dahlhausen, McCracken, and Gwynn. They are our core faculty for what we call acute care surgery. We think of general surgery. They're all based, that entire front row is based out of Harlingen and stuff. They, aside from Dr. Albo, they do the general surgery, they do trauma, a whole variety of things. They're expanding their repertoire. They're expanding into robotic surgery, complex wound care, complex hernia type offerings. So the next one down, if you look here, is Henry Reinhardt. He has been in the Valley for quite a few years. Was formerly at DHR. He has moved around a couple times, but he is probably our longest. He is our longest serving surgery faculty. He is the only endocrine trained surgeon in the whole Valley or whole region, really, and stuff. So he concentrates on thyroid, parathyroid, adrenal surgery. And then there's me at the end. So Dan Albo and I are surgical oncology. Again, we're the only surgical oncologists in the Valley. So we do complex liver, pancreas, stomach, colon cancer, small bowel cancer, breast cancers, that. So everyone outside of me, again, is centered out of Harlingen. I'm in the Upper Valley. So I have a clinic up here on Jackson Road, and a clinic down in Harlingen as well. And I work closely with them. So we work out of, I gotta think, 5 different hospitals, Harlingen, and then actually 6 hospitals altogether that we cover up here and stuff. One of the biggest new developments, aside from our all relatively new faculty, with Dr. Gwen all the way on the right, who joined us last fall, is we're trying to add additional faculty, trying to recruit for an additional breast surgeon and a vascular surgeon as well. We're looking at expanding further into the Upper Valley, since we're kind of concentrated in the Mid Valley, and hopefully in Brownsville before too long as well. As I said, we have a lot of experience in trauma surgery, and there are no accredited trauma programs down in the Brownsville area, in the Lower Valley. So we're working with a couple of partners down there to see if we can gauge some interest and get some additional trauma care for them. What you see across the bottom row is our group of residents. We have 2 residents per year. The residency has been in place for 3 years now. We've done very well ranking in our top 10 of our list that we've interviewed. We interview about 80 per year, and we inherited some from an old DHR program as well. The emphasis there is trying to recruit people into our residency that want to stay and practice in the Valley, because this is a real underserved area and stuff. Then the core of our, if this will let me switch, whoops, back up, is we have our PAs and nurse practitioners and stuff. We have Michelle, Cynthia, and Tiffany, who we would be dead without, and things. One of the biggest developments some of you that are in the Upper Valley may have seen on the 495 Commerce section is the new Cancer and Surgery Center that's being built. This is a new rendition you see on the right of what's being built. So it's kind of 2 separate components. There's an outpatient surgery center, which has a couple of procedure rooms and 4 operating rooms for outpatient operations. And then the cancer center is cancer/orthopedics will be centered out of there, along with rehab. So we've got a multidisciplinary cancer team. I think you guys heard recently from Dr. Kobos. He'll be involved, radiation oncology and the surgical oncology. We've got a whole host of people that are going to be working there to try to provide multidisciplinary coordinated care to people in the Valley. And there's nothing like this that's going on. They actually just dropped a little flyover of the construction that's going on. I'm going to try to play. I haven't even played this yet. It's going to go. We're going to give it a shot. So that's their little flyover. It's going to be available on social media and stuff. Got to tour it. I mean, it's going to be an incredible facility and stuff, and they'll have a grand opening. I encourage people to come out for that. Other developments and stuff, again, so we've got the residency there that's centered in Harlingen. They have some clinical work up here. Next year, we're going to be opening a second residency. Well, we hope to expand that residency for 1, but then for 2 second residencies starting at Rio Grande Regional up here with 2 additional residents per year. That should be coming online in just over a year. We're trying to recruit, again, the 2 other surgeons that I mentioned. We're looking for a breast and a vascular, which are in dire need in the Valley. And then we're in talks with some of the local surgeons about becoming full-time academic faculty as well. And that's what I have. I'm open to any questions. If anyone has questions, comments, stories, opinions, humorous anecdotes. Nothing off color, please. School. That's cool. With any questions? I don't think so.
Is there,
I'll
I
get a
have a
discount.
question.
Good with that. Yes.
Is there anything in the conversation about Starr County and meeting our needs out here?
this time, not for the surgical aspect at this point. I mean, once we get the cancer center up and going, one of the key things is going to be like community outreach and education programs and stuff. We'll be a little more equipped for that. So for cancer prevention screening programs to reach out to these underserved areas that we have, of which Starr County would obviously be one. Everyone's quiet. May have snoozed. All right. Well, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciated the updates, and keep us updated, and we can always get you back.
Aisha, thanks again.
Thank you. Yes, Crystal?
Yes, our clinical service line administrator wanted me to share that we're gonna actually extend our hours starting July 1st at the Jackson Clinic. The hours are gonna be extended from 5 to 9 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays. In case anybody wants to know about or is a patient.
All right.
Thanks. I worked there and I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be there.
All right.
Thank you.
Oh, the address 3804 South Jackson. It's just not too far from that new surgery center. So,
Dr. Cruz, if I may ask a question. This is Rosemary Kithcart. With the new surgery center, and maybe this has already been asked and answered. For example, I am personally a breast cancer survivor. And I do go to MD Anderson. Would there be, I guess, basically the same type of services offered here? Or if I were to have to get any type of treatment at MD Anderson, would it be available for me to get here versus having to run up there?
yeah, but we're better. So, so we are not officially partners. So MD Anderson is a consultant as far as development, setting up programs, process. There is some talk, I know, on the medical oncology side about sharing protocols. So people can potentially be enrolled in new protocols for new drugs and things, God forbid that happen, but being treated here, because it's such a difficult thing that we know there's a significant amount of leak of people here in the Valley that go to MD Anderson if they have the means and ability.
Yes, we do.
But like I said, we're trying to provide that exact same care here.
Wonderful. Well, that's excellent. That's really exciting news, because it is very it's very expensive, and of course very time consuming, but awesome. Well, I look forward to that, and hopefully that'll
hopefully
help
we
us
just
all
see you
out.
socially. Don't hang out with
Right.
us. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have, thank you so much for the presentation. And up next, we do have Ms. Eliza Gomez.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay, well, I'm here to talk about, my name is Eliza Gomez, and I'm with the Office of Emergency Management here at UTRGV, and I'm the Director of Emergency Management and Continuity Planning. And talking about our Ready UTRGV initiative, it's something that we launched in the fall, and we now have had 2 events and 2 series of trainings. And talk a little bit about our staff. We are a motley crew of 2. Serving all of our campuses throughout the Valley. And my partner in crime is Pablo Mendez. He's our emergency management coordinator, and myself. And a little bit about UTRGV Office of Emergency Management. We support and protect the university's mission by mitigating against, preparing for, responding to, and recovering from all major emergencies and disasters across the university. That's a mouthful. So we have a large mission, a large footprint, and This is just a little bit about the concept of Ready UTRGV. It's something that I dreamed of several years ago before I even joined UTRGV. And it's something that is something that's very near and dear to my heart. Preparedness is something. I'm from South Florida. I've lived through some horrific hurricanes. First and foremost was Hurricane Andrew, and that's where I got the bug a long, long time ago in Homestead, Florida. And ever since, preparedness and response and recovery have been pretty much part of my life. So Ready UTRGV is all about being prepared, and it's a multi-tiered approach to preparing our community for any disaster we may face, whether it's at home or on campus. And together we can make our university community more resilient. And preparedness should always be a community approach, but it all starts with you. And the main focus is that you might be the help until professional help arrives. So learning skills and becoming familiar with different types of disasters, whether they're natural, technological, or human caused, those are the best things you can do to be most effective. And preparedness saves lives and speeds up the recovery process during and after disaster strikes. And it helps make our campus safe by being prepared. We have different tiers of strategy. We have our professional level training for members of our university's incident management team. Those are our subject matter experts that work across different departments. You know, our office is just an office of two. Obviously, we can't do everything. So we need the subject matter experts from parking and transportation, from School of Medicine, from student residence life, from university recreation, from facilities, environmental health and safety, athletics, everybody. It takes a village. It truly does. Another strategy tier is outreach events for our campus community, and I'll talk about those in a minute. We have a brand new website launch, and then our strategic partnerships. And so every semester, this is something I'm extremely passionate about, is adding and building capacity for members of our incident management team, because these people are not full-time emergency managers. This is not their day job. So building their skill set and helping them feel more comfortable and building that level of confidence is strategically important. So we partner with TEACS and also with TDEM to offer trainings. And so we offer professional level training, and some of the examples last fall, we offered one for emergency management for institutions of higher education. And then we provided that same level of training, but distilled down in a shorter workshop version for our executive leadership group. And then just this spring in April, we had one on the FIRA process, which is threats and hazards and risk assessment. So how to do that risk assessment for your individual department, for your organization, identify what hazards you face, and then the different strategies of how you can mitigate those, reduce those, or prevent them altogether. And then if you can't, what are you going to do about it? How do you recover and get back on your feet and resume your regular business operations? That's part of the continuity process. So the outreach every semester at the three campuses at Harlingen, Brownsville, and Edinburgh, we offer these outreach events for our local community partners to come and visit and to engage with our students, our faculty, and our staff, so they can learn more about preparedness, learn about the programs and services that are offered throughout the community, and how to gain valuable information on how to become better prepared. And then our website launch is the Ready UTRGV website is the destination for all things preparedness. Like I said, whether it's on campus or at home, and for detailed procedures, resources, volunteer opportunities, events and training opportunities. And it's a very easy to navigate, very clean website, and easy to find what you're looking for. And our office, OEM, is working very closely with departments, very in depth on a much deeper scale than we ever have before across the institution, to strengthen their plans, create continuity plans, and enhance the working knowledge of employees about the importance of having a well-crafted plan and procedures in place both during your regular normal business hours and during disasters alike. So another thing that we're working on is we're partnering with Texas Department of Emergency Management to bring nonprofit and faith-based and volunteer organizations across the valley together, focused on preparedness, response, and recovery activities. To date, we don't have a regional group across all the 4 counties, and that's something really important because disasters don't know jurisdictional boundaries. They don't know county lines. They don't know city lines. So it really is something for us to be able to come together on a regional level to work across those boundaries and see how we can strengthen each other and come together and really respond, and that we're all working in the same direction. This is just a timeline of the development of the Ready UTRGV initiative. We started back last year, and we were working with TEEX to secure them as a trainer. And then September, we had our inaugural event, and we had our incident management training, and we had about 40 people attend. That was a huge group. And our outreach events at Edinburgh and Brownsville. And then we started working on our website back in October, and it was completed in the end of March, beginning of April. And so we launched the we launched the website in April, pardon me. And then we had our April events, both training and the outreach events, and they were incredibly successful. And then to date, we're working with TDEM to continue to plan for that regional meeting of those nonprofit and faith-based and volunteer organizations. And we're working with a lot of the internal departments on some very exciting projects. Talk a little bit about the experience. So we've had, since September of last year, we've had 3 sessions of the incident management team and executive team trainings. And I mentioned those earlier. And these are some of the pictures of some of the different trainings that we've had. A lot of interaction went out. And for outreach, we've had 5 outreach events, and the one in April was just outstanding. I think part of it had to do with the fact that we were giving away free duffel bags, and we advertised that for the first 100 people. We gave away actually more than 600 duffel bags in the April session, which blew any expectation out of the water. And we're hoping that we can continue to build upon that. The duffel bags were for people to build their own go kits, their own hurricane preparedness kits, for their whether it's for their office or for their car or for their home. We engaged with lots of students, faculty, and staff. We had a lot of great conversations with faculty members about providing outreach and sessions for their respective classes or departments or groups. And that's something that OEM does throughout the year. We're happy to do that. Just reach out to us. It was a great chance to get to know community responders. And then a lot of our internal departments were also represented: our environmental health and safety, our campus police department, our marketing communications team. Our OVAP was representative. And, so that they provide critical services throughout our campus community every day. And just to provide more awareness for our community members to be able to understand what they do and how they're here to help is really important. And some of the pictures from our outreach, we had a great turnout. The picture of the Weslaco Fire Department vehicle is the AMBUS, and I want to talk about that just for a second. That is something that's part of Emergency Management Task Force 11. Now, there are 15 emergency management task forces throughout the state of Texas, and it's a mobile medical unit that gets deployed. And of all the 15 throughout the state of Texas, if there's a need, if there's a mass casualty event and there's not enough ambulances to go around, or they need to set up like an actual mobile unit on site at a disaster area, these units are deployed with specialized staff to handle that, or teams of staff. This one's housed in Weslaco for the Lower Rio Grande Valley. And this one in particular is the most utilized in the entire state. They've served the most missions. They are put into service more frequently than anybody else. So we were really honored to have them here, and they gave tours of going on board and seeing what the capacities are. And that was at our Harlingen campus. And I just have a quick video that I wanted to play. We're here for our Ready UTRGV Brownsville event. And we've got all of our community partners and our response partners, Cameron County Sheriffs, National Weather Service, Environmental Health and Safety, Cameron County Public Health. We've got Vail Valley Association for Independent Living. Thanks for being here, guys. And we've got TDM. And we've got Brownsville Emergency Management. So we're excited to have a great day. So just to, we had a really great turnout, both at Brownsville and at Harlingen. It surprised me. Harlingen actually had a bigger turnout than our Brownsville campus. We had about 175 people. So that was huge. It totally surprised me. So for our website launch, we decided a one-stop shop for all things preparedness. It's very easy to navigate and clean and an uncluttered modern look. And this is just a little preview of some of the things on the website. We have a link dedicated to active shooter. We've got our campus shields. We've got volunteering opportunities, mental health and wellness, UTRGV alerts, and it talks about how to, if you're not receiving the alerts, how you make sure that you get them and how you can sign up for them, and even for visitors to our campus or contractors for our campus, how they can sign up for them, and training and events. In our current weather, we have a weather app called Perry Weather, and we're able to provide snippets, widget tools of all of our campuses. So we've got everything from Rio Grande City all the way over to South Padre Island, Port Isabel, and everything in between. It's got the current weather with the precipitation and the wind and everything in there. So there are just additional tools that we wanted to push out to help make the campus community more informed. And for partnerships, the experience, we've just been aggressively focusing on these partnerships. Some of the projects that were involved with UT Health RGV, we did the risk assessments for all 23 of their clinical sites. And we're helping them to develop their continuity plans and to bring in the CRAZE trainings specifically, and security walkthroughs through all of the clinical sites. IT and information security, we're doing some big stuff with them, and the departments that accept credit card payments. So we're really excited to be working with that. University police and athletics for the development of the football season coming up in 2025. And then we are also partnering closely with UTRGV and Engagement Zone to these agencies, these organizations that advertise their volunteering opportunities. We wanted to put a lens on ones that are preparedness focused, that are disaster focused, emergency focused. So we have a portal in Engagement Zone specifically for those types of volunteering opportunities, and we're advertising those opportunities, and we're working as we develop those relationships with those organizations externally, having them continue to put those needs that they identify in, so that we can have members of our UTRGV community engage and volunteer and support those efforts externally in the community. And then also I mentioned the regional group that we're trying to work together and to put on. We were supposed to have it this month. Unfortunately, some stuff happened up in Houston, the big storms that we've had. So some of the people we're working with TDM were deployed up there for response and recovery operations. So that's been tabled, but we're hoping to get that on sometime this summer. And this is the partnerships, a little bit about the Engagement Zone. We've got some of the needs identified, like the Senior Box Program, the UTRGV Food Pantry in Brownsville, disaster information and referral specialist volunteers for 211, the Community Council of the Rio Grande Valley, store warehouse volunteer for Salvation Army, and soup kitchen volunteers. So those opportunities that we're trying to promote and advertise and get people from UTRGV more engaged and more aware. And that's all I have. So if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them at this time. And our website is utrgv.edu/ready UTRGV. So there's going to be a lot more. You're going to see this frequently throughout the year. We're working to get a lot more trainings for our special events, commencement committees, for our police department, for members of athletics and facilities, environmental health and safety, bringing more trainings down. So it will be more of a training hub because the need is very great. And so we have these partnerships, these relationships, and so we want to make sure that we take advantage of them.
There is one question on the chat. Where can we find more information for volunteering opportunities?
So if you go to the Ready UTRGV page and go to at the very bottom, you scroll down, you'll see the Ready UTRGV logo, and you scroll down and there's a volunteering link. You click on that and you'd be able to see the needs that are currently advertised right now, that are currently active. And it's through the portal of the engagement zone. So you can go to the engagement zone by itself, but we have a direct link for us through our Ready UTRGV site. That's a great question.
Any other questions for Eliza?
Hi, Eliza. This is Rolando.
Hi.
Hi. I just have a quick question. Would the website, or would there be any information to how to stay function with this heat?
Yes.
Like,
Yes, for the heat exhaustion and the heat tips of how to stay safe. So under the Ready UTRGV site, Ready on Campus, if you click on the Ready on Campus link, that will, tab, and it will take you to there's a variety of different things. There's weather related, and you can click on weather related, and there's one for heat, as well as like inclement weather, like for hurricanes, the tornadoes, hail, a variety of different things, the winter storms as well.
awesome. Thank you so much.
Sure. Thank you.
We have another question. It says, in the event section on the website does not show any upcoming events. Can you long range forecast?
Yes, we're actually getting ready. We're planning right now because we just finished our spring events. So we're in the planning stages right now. And as soon as we get those booked, we're finalizing dates this week and next week with TEACS. So we're going to have some training opportunities that we're going to have on there, and anything else for the community meeting that we have, we'll have that advertised on there as well. And it'll be put on the UTRGV calendar, and it'll follow through and be posted on our website. So please check back frequently because we're always updating that information.
Thank you. Another question, is there a measure for air quality on your website?
Not on my website. You might want to reach out to Environmental Health and Safety and Risk Management. They work with that, and they'd be able to answer that. We do partner with them, so we do have a link to their website on our website under resources. There's a resources tab on our website, and you can find them there, or you can just go to EHSRM directly.
Thank you. Any other questions for Ms. Eliza? Thank you so very much for joining us today.
Thank you for this wonderful opportunity. I'm really grateful.
Alrighty, thank you. The next part of our agenda is our committee reports. I will hand it over to the Communications Committee Chair, Mr. Jeremy San Miguel.
Thank you, Madam President. It is so wonderful to be in this space with you all. Happy Thursday. So first and foremost, thank you to all of those who participated in our Caps and Careers graduation photo campaign. It went wonderfully. Honestly, congratulations to everyone, even if you didn't submit a post, to who graduated within the 2023-2024 school year. It is a well-concerted and well-earned effort, on everyone's behalf between managing, full-time work and going to school and classes, because I'm living that life right now. And sometimes I don't know how I'm gonna make it across, but just congratulations again for all those who graduated. If you would like to see the photos that were posted, you can go to our Instagram and Facebook. I put the links in our chat. And then moving on. Next, on a more commemorative note, we wanted to give an early thank you and commemoration to all staff and their family members who are serving or have served in the armed forces. Thank you for safeguarding the people of the Rio Grande Valley in the United States. Now, as a special announcement, we would really like to thank those and ask if you have personally served or are currently serving in the military, if you'd like to maybe put your branch, type it out on the chat so we can formally thank you as a group. And as a reminder, we do have a scheduled institutional holiday on Monday. So we hope that you all get to commemorate with your family members who have served or are serving in the military. And we're starting to get some responses in the chat. So thank you to everyone. And please make sure to comment on those who are putting in their branch. And lastly, if you are interested in presenting your programs, services, or events with around 300 of your favorite peers, we will be launching a Present During the Staff Senate General Meeting page on our website. Requests will be reviewed by the e-board for future staff meetings. When the page gets completed, we will make sure to disseminate its launch. So we would love the chance to hear from you all and have you, share this wonderful space with the rest of the group. And thank you. That is it for my updates, Madam President.
Thank you. Up next, we have Ms. Yesenia Carter for the Constitution and Elections Committee.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Just a quick follow-up, just to let everyone know that we already, updated and finalized the Constitution. We are now working on the elections. We have a meeting right after this meeting. We're gonna start getting all those surveys ready to have them sent out to each department. So if you all get those emails, please, respond to them, just fill out the survey. That way, we can get your elections in and we can get starting to vote. The sooner we get all those responses, the sooner we get to submit them for voting. If you all have any questions in regards to that, in regards to, becoming a staff senator, reach out to any of us on the chat, through email, anywhere. We're here to, I would like anybody, or I have learned a lot joining the staff senate. If you all are interested, please, please, please reach out. The more members, the better. So again, my name's Yesenia. If you all need anything, please feel free to reach out. I am going to pass it over to the business process and staff support, Mr. Omar Nadzelski. Thank you all for your time.
Thank you, Yesenia. Good morning, everyone. For our committee report, I'll be reading off what I have in front of me. We have not one, not two, but 9 new feedback submissions. So I want to make sure that I get everything here and share it with you guys. For our first feedback submission, it is to revise HOT policy for working remotely. We received a request for consideration from HR on the feasibility in extending the wording for the HOT policy to include temporary remote work requests. The submitter shares a concern of wanting some flexibility from the policy for special case situations. The one that was shared in the feedback was when childcare is limited, when school districts are closed during a holiday, or district staff development day is present, and then wanting that flexibility. So we'll forward the concern to the Staff Senate Executive Board for possible discussion and action, and then we'll go from there. The next submission, traffic flow on Sugar Road. The submitter shares the concern of problems with traffic flow on Sugar Road at both Kunn Street and Van Wyck Street during class period changes and at the end of the day at 5 p.m. This increases the incidence of traffic delays. It is difficult for employees to flow onto Sugar Road from these smaller roads. Our committee will go ahead and reach out to Parking and Transportation and University Police to share the concern. The next feedback is to revise the HOT policy, entertainment, and official functions. A request was submitted to discuss suggestions to add and clarify the use of funds that meet the definition of business meetings that do not fall under the definition of entertainment. This will improve the use of funds from awarded sponsored projects, and help clarify the use of funds for business meetings across the institution. So the committee will go ahead and forward that concern to the Staff Senate Executive Board for possible discussion and action. The next feedback submission is regarding staff salaries and inflation. This time around, we did receive 2 submissions similar regarding staff salaries and inflation. So we are going to merge both of those submissions, and the response will be this one for both of these. So the submitters share the concern of salary increases needed to adjust with the cost of living rising. In the previous Staff Senate General Meeting, Dr. Bailey made an announcement that there are plans for salary adjustments and more information will be released as it becomes available. And then to add to that, the comment shared in February 2024 by Christina Chavez, overall in the fall 2023, UTRGV conducted merit and salary range adjustments. Salary ranges are reviewed on average every 3 years. So that was the feedback that was given by Dr. Bailey and by Christina Chavez. The next submission was for Inter Valley mileage. The submitter shared a concern on the need to increase the Inter Valley mileage rate, which is currently at 23 cents per mile, to reflect the cost of living rising. Currently, the IRS standard mileage rate is 67 cents per mile. So we'll go ahead and forward that concern to the Staff Senate Executive Board for possible discussion and action there. The next submission was for the Employee Health Clinic parking. The submitter shared the concern about the need for parking spaces for faculty and staff clinic visits with the newly merged Student and Employee Health Clinic. Currently, they are marked spots for parking for students visiting the clinic, but the parking signs do not mention anything about staff or employees. So the committee will go ahead and send an email out to Parking and Transportation and Student and Employee Health Clinic and ask on the feasibility to modify or replace those parking signs and maybe add some additional parking spaces to reflect employee staff parking for convenient access to that clinic. The following submission is regarding leave balances. The submitter shares a concern of not being adequately notified on vacation leave balances that will be transferred to sick leave at the end of the fiscal year. We will send an email to HR Leave and ask if a resource or guide can be created to teach and show employees how to access their leave balances, and then ask on the possibility of receiving an automated email from PeopleSoft on projected vacation balances at risk of transferring to sick leave at the end of the fiscal year. This awareness early on would be appreciated so that the staff can use their leave accordingly and timely before it transfers over to sick leave at the end of the fiscal year. And lastly, the disposal of records in Brownsville. The submission shares a concern on the lack of confidential document shredding and bin disposal on the Brownsville campus. So we'll reach out to Legal Affairs and share the concern and ask if there are any plans in place or if there's a feasibility to add these types of capabilities and resources on the Brownsville campus so that the documents can be destroyed properly or retained properly. And that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for the attention, and please feel free to reach out to us with any questions or concerns that you have. Next, we'll go ahead and pass it on to Mr. Oliver Lozano.
Thank you so much for that. As far as our committee for staff success, we have been meeting up as far as maybe having an idea, and I know some of my colleagues brought up a little survey for us to kind of meet virtually. I know that the name they kind of call it, it was like Cafecito with the Senate, Staff Senate. So it's something similar we kind of want to do is just kind of engage and connect with staff around campus via online. Maybe either be once a month for the month of June and once in July, just so we can be connected. If you have any questions, you know who your staff senate are. If this does go through, you will know who your staff senator is and who's going to be involved in those meetings to see they're part of your division. So that should be coming up very soon. And if it does go through and it gets approved, then we'll be sharing some flyers, more information on when they'll be happening and when's the time, what time is more convenient for us to meet online. It'll be small sessions, 10, 15 minutes, up to 20 minutes. So that way we can kind of just connect real quick for any questions. And good job for the other committees for, I know Omar has been dealing with a little more feedbacks. So continue giving feedbacks because that's what Staff Senate is all about, right? You know, hearing you out and seeing how we could get some solutions for the entire UTRGV staff, whatever campus we're from. And that'll be it for my report.
Thank you, Oliver. I will now move to open the floor for public comments and questions.
If there aren't any public comments or questions, we will now move to make a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn the Staff Senate General Meeting for the month of May.
Is there a second?
I second.
Is there any debate or discussion? Debate or discussion? Debate or discussion? All those in favor, please state aye in the Zoom chat. All opposed? Any abstentions?
Okay, with that, we adjourn at 10:28 a.m. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Have a wonderful Thursday, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.